This video is made in partnership with Anchor. Last year, I shared some desk setup upgrades that actually matter, and a lot of you seem to like that video, and this video kind of builds on that. And although there might be a little bit of an overlap, this video focuses on accessories that help you organize and streamline your setup, and of course with great consideration for design because that's really important to me. But before anything else, please consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this one. When talking about desk setup organization, we gotta talk about cable management. This is the biggest thing you can do for your setup that can also have the most impact. And if you do it right, you just have to do it once. I've shared other cable management options in the past, and if you want to check them out, you can watch this video right here. But if you want a simple, clean, and no-fail system, then I suggest getting the cable management solution from Ergonoffice. You basically get this cable rack that has perforations on it, which you can use to mount your cables and power adapters using zip or cable ties. And after that, you simply plug your devices to the included surge protector, and that's basically it. Ergonoffice's cable rack is taller than alternatives, which means there's more space to mount things on, and it can also act as a modesty panel if you have your desk in the middle of the room, like I had before. It works really great, and it just looks so clean. Most setups nowadays have multiple electronic devices, and when you need to charge those devices at the same time, things can get complicated. You need to get the right power brick with the appropriate charging speed, and you need to make sure that you have enough ports for all your devices. And this can quickly turn your clean desk setup into a cluttered one. So why use multiple chargers when you can use one charging station that can do it all? This is the 250 watt Anchor Prime desktop charging station. It can handle any charging needs of your modern devices. It's powerful and fast. You can charge a 16-inch MacBook Pro to 50% in just 25 minutes thanks to the 140 watt output using USB-C 1. And in simple terms, this means you can fast charge multiple devices at a time using the 4 USB-C ports in front and the 2 USB-A ports on the side. It has a really nice and intuitive 2.25-inch screen where you can see real-time stats like charging status and speed, and it has this dial on the side that allows you to select which devices should be given priority, which is super clutch. For daily charging, I like using the Anchor Prime USB-C to USB-C cable because it's durable and can withstand 300,000 bends and up to 220 pounds of pressure, which is insane. And despite all of that, it's not bulky at all. It's also really fast, and it can deliver up to 240 watts, which is plenty for most devices. And this can also withstand extreme temperatures that you might experience in a place like Alaska, which is where I live. You can get a 3-foot cable, which is my choice for charging things at my desk, and a 6-foot cable, which is my go-to for everything else. Anchor has been producing some of the most innovative charging solutions out there in the market, and the Anchor Prime desktop charging station adds to that list. And I highly suggest that you check them out by using the links below. I try to keep my desk as clean as possible, but throughout the day, I naturally grab things I need in order to do my work. And the next thing you know, my desk is already cluttered, and that's just the reality of actually working on your space. Regardless, I like to at least try to keep it a bit more tidy, so I use a catch-all to try and organize those things, like memory cards after transferring my photos and videos, maybe little products that I'm testing or reviewing, and I just put them on the catch-all so at least my desk looks a little bit cleaner. And at the end of the workday, I try to put back whatever is on the catch-all back in its place. And it's just a great way to have a home for things that would otherwise be scattered in random places. I have one in my living room for storing our remotes. I have one in our entry area so that we can empty our pockets. I have one in my gaming setup for random dongles and accessories, and of course, here in my desk setup for organization. You can get them in different shapes and sizes, and the ones I've used are from Amazon, Ugmonk, Bololo, and Grovemade, and I'll have them linked down below if you want to check them out. When it comes to creating an organized setup, incorporating a desk shelf is a really great solution. It reduces visual clutter, and it kind of gives it an anchor in the same way a media unit functions in the living room, and it can serve as a home and storage for your other accessories. I've worked with different brands before, and I've tried their respective desk shelves, and I truly have no bias towards one or another. I think they all have their own appeal, and it's simply up to you which one matches your needs the best. The Ergonoffice desk shelf is simple, clean, and pretty straightforward. At the time of this video, they really don't have matching accessories that you can purchase with it, so you kind of have to go and source your own stuff. Of course, you guys probably know GroveMade. They're the OG of desk shelves. Their products are timeless, beautiful, and they have a ton of matching accessories that you can get to build your setup, which I'll speak more on later. There's also the Gather from Ugmonk, which has a really great design. It uses magnets, which is quite unique, and because of that, it's very versatile. You can snap accessories anywhere on the monitor stand and it stays in place. The main reason I don't have it on my desk shelf is because I have black walls, and the black surface of the desk shelf itself doesn't quite pop next to my walls. It's a very space-specific issue, which I know most of you guys won't have. But if you've seen my living room makeover, I actually am using this desk shelf in our entry area, which just speaks on how versatile it is. And this is where Balolo's setup cockpit comes in. It looks really nice, and the accessories are actually integrated into the desk shelf, so it takes even less space. It's a great blend of beauty and functionality, especially in this solid wood version, which I think looks a bit more refined. I know it's a subtle difference and you might not care, but it's something that I greatly appreciate. Below the wood surface is a mounting grid, which enables you to mount all sorts of accessories and add functionality to your setup. As you can see here, I have a laptop dock, a headphone stand, a tablet holder, a MagSafe charger, a tray, and even some cable management clips. And the best part is you can slowly build your setup or get a different accessory when your needs change. What you get with the setup cockpit is a very streamlined look. The accessories are pretty subdued and not over the top. It kind of just blends in the background when not in use, and it just looks really sleek. Now, I understand if you don't want to use a desk shelf to obtain those organizational functionalities, and when it comes to standalone accessories, GroveMade is still at the top of my recommendations. They're just so beautifully designed, they look cohesive, they all have a similar design language, and I'm a big fan of the materials that they use. For example, their take on a headphone stand is the best I've ever seen. It's a simple product with a very strong character. It's very eye-catching, and it looks like a decoration even on its own. It's easily one of the best looking accessories of all time. There's the laptop dock, which can help clean up your desk if you like using your MacBook dock. It has some felt pads to protect your laptop, but something I want to point out here is the fact that there are vent holes at the bottom, which I don't always see with other laptop docks, which is simply not good. Lastly, if you frequently write notes to capture a thought or important information, then I suggest checking out the note-taking kit. There's the notepad for you to write your ideas on, the display rail to keep them front and center throughout the day. I also actually use this as a stand for my phone. And there's also the vertical organizer to keep them easily accessible whenever you need them again. And you can get them as a set or individually. Whether you use a desk shelf or not, using a monitor arm is a great way to clean up your desk. Most monitors come with a pretty bulky stand that don't look great, they take up precious desk space, and some of them are not even adjustable. Using a monitor arm ensures that you can adjust your monitor's height, angle, and tilt exactly how you want it. There are a lot of monitor arms out there, and I know it can be tempting to just buy the cheapest one that you can find, but I want you to pay attention to its stability and ease of use. Personally, the best one I've tried by far is the Ergotron monitor arm because it's very sturdy. You can make fine adjustments and the monitor stays in place. It has an integrated cable management to keep your setup really clean, and you can even buy parts for it in the future. One reason I would suggest using a monitor arm despite using a desk shelf is convenience. Having your monitor mounted means anytime you need to organize, clean, or rearrange your desk, you won't need to move your monitor or cables. You can simply move the desk shelf out of the way and do as you please. And that's huge if you like making changes to your setup. I might get a lot of hate for this, but I think if you want to have a clean setup, then you need to consider using a wireless mouse and keyboard. Having a wired mouse and keyboard adds clutter in my opinion, and in my personal experience, I have not had any issues when it comes to input lag or latency, even when it comes to gaming. And I know a lot of people love their wired mechanical keyboards, which I have one myself, but I just keep going back to my wireless keyboards because they're so much more convenient. Having a wireless mouse and keyboard allows me to move them to the side whenever I need more desk space, whether it's for writing, sketching, or unboxing products. And because of this, I can also easily swap them out if I want to try something new. And at the very least, you gotta admit, visually, it definitely looks cleaner having less cables on your desk. For my mouse, I love the Logitech MX Master 3S. This is actually the Windows version, which I have no issues using with my Mac and it's cheaper. I love how quiet the clicks are, the thumb scroll, and I love that I can pair it with 3 devices. For wireless keyboards, you definitely can't go wrong with Logitech, but recently I've switched to Keychron and I've been really loving their keyboards. They have a lot of options and I think they just have a little bit more personality. Let me know if you guys have other accessories that you like using for organization, and if you made it this far in the video, type actually in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.